What's happening, Canopy Growth traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. In this video, going to be going over Canopy Growth stock. Today is Tuesday. It's November 15th. There's been a lot going on in the markets, but this is a popular name that I've been getting a lot of questions about lately. It's garnered a lot of attention. Rightly so, though. We have confirmed a monthly uptrend the first time in 2 years. We're going to look at that. We'll break down the chart, and I'll do some technical analysis, give my thoughts and opinions on the chart and what to expect in the days and weeks ahead. But essentially, it's looking good. And this is the first time, like I said, in 2 years that we've confirmed a monthly uptrend, and we'll go over what happened in the past and what we could potentially expect this time around. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like, help support me, and the channel doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. I was in Vancouver last week, so that's why I didn't get any content out last week. And then I got sick. My girlfriend got sick the day before we got back, and then of course I got it. So just getting over that sickness. So bear with me here. Was pretty much down and out yesterday, but starting to feel better here today. But going to jump into today's video. I did post a video on Schumer's comments. Schumer commented that Congress is very close to passing an MJ banking bill. This was from quite a while ago. This is from 2 weeks ago. But I did state here that we had record volume on CGC and MSOS. And as we know, usually volume precedes price. And that was a great indicator, a great technical pattern to be looking at, and something that we know needs to happen before we can call any bear market bottom and before we enter a new bull market. Something to be aware of as well as SPY is very strong at the moment, so the broader market, the S&P 500, but it is likely due for a bit of a pullback, at least in the short term. I'm short-term bearish, medium-term bullish, but long-term bearish on the broader market. Also, Canopy just reported earnings. We did see a slight beat in terms of revenue. So they were forecasting 113.16 million Canadian. It came in at 117.86. So we finally stopped that trend of missing estimates, and we're starting to trend back in the right direction. EPS came in at negative 0.47 versus an expected negative 0.2696. But again, a substantial increase from the previous quarter there at negative 5.23. So we could be seeing, we've been told many times that, the days of unprofitable LPs are numbered, and I do think that is true, but I think CGC, Canopy Growth, is going to be a little bit later to the party. I think that they're probably going to be into 2024, maybe 2025 by the time they actually hit profitability, but we'll see. Those numbers are looking promising though. But moving on, I want to dedicate this video primarily to the technical aspect. So we'll go over some confluence, multiple indicators that could indicate that the bottom is in. But again, like the video that I made here a couple of weeks ago, we had record volume. So that was point number one, record volume on the monthly time frame here on the NASDAQ. You can see here back in October. So last month we had the highest volume on record in terms of the monthly time frame and the NASDAQ. We also had monthly oversold. So with that wick there, we had a weekly bear flag. I did a video on that as well that was targeting 233. We actually got as low as 213. So we hit that target of 233 and then some. But with that lower wick, we would have touched down on monthly oversold. So again, like I tell everybody all the time, if you don't know anything about technical analysis, if you just learn what an uptrend is and a downtrend is, and then learn how to identify it on the monthly and the weekly time frame, that's the most important factor, because that is going to tell you quite often when we're at the bottom of the bear market and when we're at the top of the bull market. If we're confirming monthly downtrends at a top of a bull market, then we're likely entering a new bear market. And like back here, the few times where we were in starting a new bull market, we were in a bear market, and then we confirm monthly uptrends. So again, just knowing how to confirm monthly uptrends and downtrends is very beneficial. You can check out powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com. I have a free course there. You can click on Academy, and it will teach you how to identify monthly and uptrends and downtrends on any time frame, really. And then also place this indicator into your charts. It's called RSI, so Relative Strength Index. Again, if you knew nothing about charts and you just buy when we're down here where we're oversold and then sell where we're overbought, again, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. This isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But essentially, you'd do better than 99% of retail traders out there. And again, it's proven true time and time again. If you just sell when we're in this overbought territory, anything over 70 is considered overbought in terms of the RSI, and then anything under 30 at 30 or below is considered oversold. And again, when you're on the monthly time frame, that's a macro level time frame, so it gives way more weight to this indicator, right? So those are two indicators that you can use, and again, just learning how to spot trends and uptrends and downtrends. So that was another point that I wanted to mention. But you can see here we have the low, the high, the higher low, and higher high. Once we broke resistance there at 430, we got a high of 456. So we got that follow through. So we did confirm the monthly uptrend, but now we need to see further follow through from here. But it's looking really good, especially with that record monthly volume. Like I said, volume usually precedes price. And sure enough, this month we broke to a higher high. So that volume was a bit of a clue and leading indicator that we could expect the price to follow suit soon as well. But I don't think that this is the end of this move. We could see some turbulence in the short term. Like I said, if the S&P 500, the broader market, is due for a bit of a pullback here in the short term, then we could see some headwinds with regards to CGC and the MJ space. But just want to go over some of the previous times that we confirmed a new bull market. And the last time we were in a monthly uptrend was back here in November of 2020. So that's about 2 years ago. You can see here we had the low, high, higher low, and higher high. And when we entered that new monthly uptrend, we went from a low there of $9 all the way up to $56. So that was about a move of 500%. So if we can just, again, the past doesn't always repeat, but it can rhyme. So if we just do something similar to what we did 2 years ago, if we see 500x off the bottom, or sorry, 500%, so 5x off the bottom, that would take us up here to around the $11 to $12 mark. And this is on the NASDAQ, so it's in USD. So again, last time we did it was 2 years ago, and you got to think that we haven't broken to a new all-time high. We haven't seen new price discovery since back here in 2018 when Canada legalized. So if we look back here as well, the last multi-year bull market was back in 2017 when we hit the bottom. We had a monthly downtrend confirmed with the high, lower, lower low. So we had the monthly downtrend confirm, and we entered a new bear market, but that was short-lived. And then we went back into a new bull market, confirmed a monthly uptrend, and we hit our Fib extensions. So the Fib tool, Fibonacci extension levels, you don't need to know too much about this. If you care to learn more, you can consider joining POW Group, but essentially it's just a way to measure what potential targets could be in a new bull market. So if we take the previous bull markets as an example, it was very spot on. So if we go from the high to the low here, the Fib extension was saying we could hit in the next bull market about $13. Look where we topped, $14.39. So we hit that 4.618 Fib extension, and then we entered a new bear market. And then from there, we crashed from the high to the low. We came down about 70%. So we crashed 70%, entered a new bull market. If we go from high to low, it says here that the new 4.618 Fib extension was 46.96, and we get as high as 59.25. So actually overshot that Fib extension. So if we can expect something similar this time around, if you go from, assuming this is our low, and this is the end of the bear market, we're entering a new bull market, you just go from the high to the low, and our new Fib extensions, I actually use the all-time high. So if you go from the all-time high to the low here, you can see that the Fib extension in the next bull run with the 4.618 extension being the potential target, since that's what we've done the last two times, that says that we could be targeting $265 on CGC into the next bull market. Whether or not that happens, it's as good a guess as, your guess is as good as mine, but just going based off of the previous bull markets, that's what we've done every single time. So there's a good chance that we could see it, especially with the biggest catalyst of our lifetime, the US potentially legalizing or descheduling, rescheduling. And we'll see what comes of it. But safe banking, potential uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, obviously that's going to benefit the US MSOs the most. But in the short term, until they get uplisted to the NYSE or the NASDAQ, we're going to see CGC, the Tilrays of the world, all these huge mega cap names that retail can buy because they're trading on US major exchanges, right? So until we see US MSOs uplist, I don't think we're going to see them really steal the show. But I am extremely bullish on US MJ as well. But again, I do think that the capital inflows just we're not going to see those floodgates open up where we see billions of dollars into the US names until they're on the NASDAQ and the NYSE. So I think there's a lot of opportunity right now with these names that are listed on the NASDAQ and the NYSE just because of that hype alone leading into US legalization. But again, it's really been, since the last time we entered new price discovery, we haven't done that in about 4 years. So I do think that the next time we confirm a bull market across the sector, and this being a good indication that we confirmed the monthly uptrend, that fact alone is giving us a lot of confidence. What I've been saying for a while now, that we need to confirm monthly uptrends, but the more names that do it, the better. CGC is one of the strongest charts out there at the moment in terms of a technical perspective. So a lot of names still lagging behind CGC, but the more names that confirm monthly uptrends, the better. And right now, CGC being one of the leaders in the space, this is definitely good to see. And like I said, that monthly uptrend confirming, we need to see the rest of the space do that. But this is very reassuring. And like I said, The fact that we're confirming this monthly uptrends means that we could potentially be entering a new multi-year bull market and price discovery. But again, just taking a look at what happened in the previous bull markets, even if we just get to the 2.618 fib extension, would bring us to about $150 price tag on CGC. If we get to the 1.618 fib extension, that's about a $94 CGC. So we'd be testing essentially $100, almost double the previous all-time high. So again, we still have a lot of turbulence with the broader market, the macroeconomic landscape. We know that rising inflation, I do think that we're going to see the Fed pivot potentially next month. If not in the next rate decision, I think the one after. But I think that there's a lot of experts that are saying that they could potentially pivot. I've been saying this for months now, just based on what the charts are saying, that we could see them pivot here into the end of the year. And I am expecting a massive end of year rally. And then we know that the Democrats still have control of the Senate, and the House remains to be seen. But that was the most important factor in my opinion, was the Senate. And we could see during this lame duck session, we could see a push for reform. And I do think that rescheduling is possible. Descheduling, maybe not as likely, but still possible. And then safe banking and uplisting to U.S. major exchanges, I think that has about a 80 to 90% chance of passing here into the end of the year. But going to end it there, hopefully that helps everybody. But very reassuring that we're seeing that monthly uptrend confirm. Again, volume usually precedes price, and we had an all-time high record monthly volume on the NASDAQ. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Power Group. If you could smash the like on your way out, I would appreciate it. Share the video with anybody that might find value, and we'll see you again on the next update.